Hello guys, my name is Lucas and welcome to the second part of this awesome quest we're making where the mummies come out from our water well. If you haven't watched the first part, you can click here to go check it out. So let me show you what we did last time very quickly. We could talk with the witch doctor, then we talked with the water well, so it tells us to talk with the witch doctor again. Now the witch doctor tells us to go and pull a lever here. So the lever, we pull it, and now if we go check the well, we say something is coming up. But then nothing came up because we haven't created our mummies yet. So what we're going to do today is going to create our mummies in a specific place. Then we are going to make something happen when we kill the mummies. And finally we will have the witch doctor to reward us, maybe give us some experience or items. So let's begin with that now, shall we? We have this create mummies function. You could have a enemy manager that is in charge of creating all the enemies, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to create the mummies inside my witch doctor class. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that I have a prefab for my mummy. So you can type T:prefab to see all the prefabs in your project if you type it here in the search box. There's too many, so I'm just going to find mummy, and I think this should be the prefab. I want to have it in my witch doctor controller as a reference so that we can create it. So I'm going to make a new field here, a serialized field game object, and I'm going to call it mummy prefab. So now we can drag our mummy into our mummy prefab field and we can use it to create the mummy. So first of all, we're going to declare a game object to hold our mummy that we're currently creating. We can create different mummies. I'm going to create 3 mummies. So here I'm just going to make a game object called mummy, and we're going to be using these for all our mummies. So then we make our first mummy. Make mummy equals to instantiate. We should do game object instantiate, and we're going to use the reference to the prefab of the mummy that we just set in the inspector. And there you go. For now, we can also set the position. So let's find 3 positions that we want to have our mummies at. So I already have few mummies on stage. Right now we're going to get rid of all these mummies except one. So let's bring this one to 0 here, a little bit to the right. So the first mummy, we want to put it here. So at around 400. So there you go, there's the first mummy. So now we know the mummy's position. So we're going to do mummy.transform.position equals to a 400 vector. So new vector 3 0 0 0. I want to try this first. Talk with the card, talk with the whale, and something's coming up, and we see there's mummy here. Where is it? It spawned at 0 0 0. Oh, sorry about that, because we were there. I'm gonna skip. So now we talk with the whale again, and there is the mummy. So now we can actually do the same thing 3 times. Make the first mummy, we will make the second and the third mummy. And of course you could be using a for loop, but since right now it's just 3 mummies, I'm just gonna make them each at a time. But if you're gonna make more than that, you could use a for loop. Even if you make 2, you could use a for loop as well. I'm going to have different positions for the mummy. So the second mummy is going to be a little bit further to the right, and I'm going to make it a little bit deeper so we have more variety in our z-axis as well. So 0.5 will be, and this is going to be 9. So 9 and 0.5f. The last mummy, we want to have it here right in front of the whale and to this side of the player, so it's going to be -0.4, -0.5. Let's go with -0.5. So it's going to be 6.3 f and -0.5 5F. So now we can go ahead and remove this mummy, and we can try this. It should spawn 3 mummies around the well. So this is a water well. Please go and examine the water well. So the water is empty. I need to report the doctor. I knew something rare. A clang. I should hurry and check the well. And now the 3 mummies are all here, and they are attacking me. And so I can fight them and kill them. But right now, if I kill them, I just get the experience they're supposed to give me. But then nothing else happens. You see, good job. No. Now check the water well again, and the mummies keep coming up. So I could have tons of mummies if I keep clicking on the water well. So we don't want that. Although it's a good way to farm our experience and our gold. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So what we want to do is something needs to happen when we kill the mummies. So we're going to go now to our enemy controller. And remember how in our NPC class we had an action called on talk that allowed us to do something specific whenever we talk with this NPC. We're going to do something very similar in our enemy controller. I'm just put it here up here so you can see it easily. But instead of being on talk, we're going to call this action on killed. So when we kill this enemy, we can do something specific, whatever we want. So die. We're going to go to the last part of the die function, and we're going to check if unkilled is not null. We are going to call unkilled. So now we can set the unkilled function for our mummies from our WitchDoctorNPC. So these mummies are going to be unique mummies because they were created from the NPC quest, and they're not just random mummies maybe walking around a dungeon or something. They have a function that something's going to happen once they die. So we could have something very simple like a mummy count. So here I'm going to type private int, I'm gonna call it mummy count. So whenever we killed a mummy, we're going to add 1 to this. So this is 0 when we start, and then when we kill, and it's only going to work for these mummies. If we are doing this quest and we go to maybe another map and kill all the mummies, it's not going to work because we're going to set here the function to increase that number. So here we're going to go ahead and get mummy.getComponent enemy controller dot unkilled, and we're going to set it to a lambda expression just like what we were doing with the dialogues, but this time we're just going to increase the mummy count by 1. So now every time we kill one of these mummies, the mummies are going to increase our mummy count by 1. But still, that doesn't mean that it's going to finish our quest. We need to check that the mummy count is 3 because we have 3 mummies, right? So if the mummy count is greater than 3, we are going to go to the next part of our quest. So one thing we could do is on every mummy is unkilled, we could also check the mummy count. So if mummy count is equals to 3, that means we killed the 3 mummies. We are going to do something, right? Do something here. But there is a better way. Instead of doing it 3 times on each of the mummies unkilled, we're just going to make a function. So come down here and we're going to make a function called, we could call it add kill and check completion or something like that. So add kill and check completion or some other name like this, where we increase the mummy count by 1, and then we check if mummy count equals 3, then we do whatever we have to do to finish our quest. Every time we kill the mummy, instead of increasing the count, we're just going to call this function, which is going to increase the count and check if our quest needs to go to the next step. So we're going to copy this here, and I'm just going to paste it here, here, and here. Oh, and remember to add your semicolons. There you go. So what we're going to do for finishing our quest is we're going to reset the dialogues and set the witch doctor reward. But before we do all this, let's just make a simple debug.log, and we're going to print something like quest finished. This is just for checking that up to this point everything is working, and we don't have to spend a lot of time checking where an error might have come up. So we're going to come here, talk with the doctor, talk with the well. I'm going to just do it quickly. Talk with the well. Oh, come on. And there are the mummies. So now we're going to kill the mummies and see if we get the message on our console. So quest finished, there you go. So until this point everything is working okay. So you will remember that if we keep clicking on the water well, more mummies will come up. So we need to remove that as well. I forgot. So that should not be removed here. The water well should stop giving us mummies the first time we talk with it. So the first time we talk with it is going to, the first time the mummies come up, we need to change that up here, create mummies. When we create the mummies, the first thing we want to do is set the water well on talk to something, no, to nothing. So nothing is going to happen when we talk with the water well again after we created the mummies. So this is going to prevent more mummies to come up. Okay, if we don't add this, then mummies will keep coming up all the time. So let's try it once here, just quickly, and then mummies came up, and then if I click it again, you see I'm clicking it, but nothing's coming up because we added this part here. Once we created the mummies, we set the water well on talk to null. Now we can reset the dialogues on the other NPCs. So you will see if I keep talking with this guy or the well, it's going to keep saying, oh, something's coming up. So here on create mummies, we could also just set the dialogue of the water well to something like mummies appeared. And then down here, after we kill the mummies, we're just going to set the water well dialogue to something like what was the default. So this is a water well. Or you could have some other message like what a fight we had here or something. We're going to reset the card. Sorry for the noise down there. The card dialogue, we're going to reset it to this. This is an old wooden cart. And the witch doctor here, we're going to set the dialogue to something like so the witch doctor is the current class we're using, so this dot dialogue is going to be something like, congratulations, you saved us from those monsters, please take this as a reward, or something like that. You can make your own dialogues. So that there is going to be what the witch doctor is going to tell us when we finish the quest, but we also need the doctor to do something to us. You could make it so that he will heal us or that he will give us some items. I'm going to make him give us some experience. So this dot on talk equals to a lambda expression. So I remember we had something in our player controller. So player controller dot what was that? Instance? No. Current. I forgot. We had an static main character. So main player controller dot set experience. Yes. And we're going to give us something like 200 experience. I don't know if that's too much, but let's give us 200 experience. And you could, like, I don't know, give item, heal, or something. You decide what you want. So now let's go ahead and try this. Oh, and remember, when we talk with him, we want to make this on talk null again. So this dot on talk equals to null. Otherwise, we will keep talking with the NPC after we finish the quest, and he's going to keep giving us experience again and again and again. So remember to set it back to null inside the on talk that we set once. So now let's go ahead and try this again one more time. This is a water well. Please go and examine the water well. The water is empty. I need to report this to the doctor. I knew something weird was happening. Please go and pull the lever. So we go and pull the lever. Clank! I should hurry and check the well. So here the guy is going to say, good job, good job. Now check the water well, and then, oh, something's coming up. And then 3 mummies came up, and they can attack us. And when we beat them up, so let's kill them. One more left. And now you'll see this is a water well again. It just became something normal. And if we talk with the doctor, pay attention to our level. Right now we're level 2. If we talk with him, we went all the way up to level 7. And he says, congratulations, you saved us from those monsters. Please take this as a reward. So he gave us the reward already, and we could have some items given to us from him if we wanted to. So yeah, that's the end of the quest. We did it. We saved the town. Now if I talk with him, he keeps saying that we didn't change the dialogue for last time. We could change that to here. So after we get our reward from him, we could change the dialogue. So we can type this dialogue equals to now go ahead and save the world or something like that. So that's what's going to be his last message to us after we finish the quest. I'm gonna skip ahead. Die, mummy, die. And now he's going to reward us. Congratulations, you saved us from those monsters. And now go ahead. I think something's wrong with my W. I never type it when I want to type now. Now go ahead and save the world. And that's going to be his last dialogue. Or you could keep making him change different dialogues. I wonder if this still works. So if I touch it, this is an old wooden card. Did it change the dialogue? Yeah, it keeps changing the dialogue of this NPC. So we want to reset that as well. So here, clank this part here. We want this here, cart.onTalk. So when we pull the lever, we're going to make the cart.onTalk be null again. Cart.onTalk equals null. That's it. So remember that I make this here. You could also make this down here if you wanted to. I just put it inside the create mummies function because we're calling it anyways. So basically that's it for this video. You did a great job, guys. Now we have a complete quest with reward and enemies and puzzles. Like we have to find this lever here and pull it, and then we have to go ahead and kill the mummies. We could make more elaborate quests in the future. I love the kind of quest that you find in The Legend of Zelda, for example. So let me know if you want to see more videos about making different quests. We could definitely make some more. Next, I'm going to be talking about having a bar here, a toolbar that we can use with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put some items there from our inventory and use those items to heal us, maybe do some other effects, etc. We could also have a skill bar, but that's going to be in a more future episode. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for leaving your comments. I hope you subscribe, leave a like, and tell your friends about my videos. And special thanks to my patrons again. Thank you, and I will see you all next time.